So this is a video of me talking to Parks Canada wardens in its entirety. Um, I didn't include it or all of it in the episode 9, but just to make clear, and that if anybody thought that I was playing with the video or what was said, well, here it is, uncut from A to Z.
Poultry. I think that's more so farming related, food related, if that makes sense.
Well, that was my understanding, but again, don't judge me. But I was in
No,
the
not at all.
I was in the Thousand Islands Provincial Park, National Park, and they gave me a ticket for having a chicken on their land.
Sorry, what park was that?
The Thousand Island Provincial Park, National Park. Sorry, yes.
National Park. Okay.
Yes. And they gave me a $125 ticket because I had poultry on their land. So I was kind of getting scared that I might not be able to stay in Banff and see what I could do about it.
Okay.
But like I said, this is following. I do have all the paperwork stating that it's an ESA, and a private physician and a psychiatrist that signed the papers that make this chicken an ESA for me.
Of course, and yeah, I can totally understand that. I'm a big animal lover, and I can totally understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I guess my questions, would be to you regarding the Thousand Islands issue. Is that so? My understanding is, so essentially, for lack of better terms, I would treat if I saw you and your chicken, I would treat you with your chicken as a domestic animal. So in a national park across the country, domestic animals need to be under physical control at all times while you're in the national park.
And I totally agree. So my chicken had a 6-foot leash with a harness.
Oh, okay, so it did have a harness on. Okay, that was going to be my question.
No.
So was it a park warden who spoke to you in Thousand Islands?
I think it was one of those guys that pick up the fees, or because you have to pay daily or weekly or whatever there to be able to enjoy the facilities, which is fine.
Right.
And the fees were paid, but again, my son was walking the chicken, and the park wardens were called, and they issued us a ticket because we're not allowed poultry on their land. They showed me the regulations, but even after talking to them and stating that this was an ESA, and I can understand if somebody showed up with 20 chickens, how it could be construed otherwise. But one chicken that's very, very docile, and to be honest with you, was kind of the mascot of all the kids and everybody around us.
Yeah.
And did not pick, hurt, or destroy anything, or I was going to say it's a chicken. What do you want it to do?
Okay. The radio is going off. So I obviously can't speak to other parts in the country. So I'm just going to speak to your time coming into Banff. So
okay.
I understand you're coming later today to check in?
Yeah, well, later on today or tomorrow morning. Now we're just debating if we're going to stay here for the night or if we're going to keep on going. But yeah.
Okay. So when you're in Banff, are you planning to camp at Tunnel Mountain or at a campground in Banff National Park?
Yes, we want to stay around Banff, Jasper. Stick around and do the scenery for maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on what's to see and what's to do.
Okay. Yeah, so that was going to be my next question for you as well. So just given, I'm sure that you're well aware of the camping regulations in the park as well, so I just want to make sure that your plans involve, Tunnel Mountain, and the Banff Town site is the campground that is currently open.
Okay.
So there's lots of space there, so you can either book online or you can give them a call to book as well.
Okay.
And same goes further west in Lake Louise and also Jasper as well. So
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Just give you a heads up on that one.
Okay.
But yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, your chicken is your domestic animal. It's your support animal, and as long as he or she.
It's a she. Yeah, it's a she.
It's
yeah.
a she. Okay. So as long as she's on, as long as you have her under physical control, as defined within our domestic animal regulations. So,
yes.
So that technically is the leash. I'm just trying to find the definition here.
Yeah, I think it's a 3 meter leash, and it has to be under control at all times, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, and if you're taking her out for a walk and you're at your campsite, as long as that's visible for us to see and also other Parks Canada staff to see.
Oh, it's a bright pink leash. You can't miss it.
Sorry?
It's a bright pink leash. You can't miss it.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, because obviously, we in the national parks, like there's lots of critters around. There's coyotes all around town.
Yeah, no, and like I said, she sleeps with us inside the RV. She, like she's free to roam inside the RV. She's a pet. She's like there's no chance that she's gonna go in a chicken coop anytime soon. So.
Of course. Yeah, no, I totally understand. So yeah, as long as we're good for I'm sure you're gonna look into the camping, and make sure you're camping in the appropriate places when you're visiting the park. And yeah, as long as she's on her leash and under physical control, I can't see there being any issue from our side of things here.
Okay.
But out of curiosity, I will kind of look into the Thousand Islands this year. I'm just curious as to why they, thought that way instead of kind of looking at it the other way. But again, yeah.
No, we stayed there for many of years, to be honest with you. We own a boat. Okay. We own a boat in the Thousand Islands, and most park employees was actually quite fond of Hey, that's her name.
Okay.
Just like Moana. I don't know if you ever saw the movie.
I haven't actually, but.
Okay, well, the chicken in that movie is the same name, and.
Okay, nice.
And anyway, so yeah, and they even fed her and everything, and she was, like I said, she was the mascot. But then I don't know what happened. Somebody, I got their diapers in a bunch, I guess, whatever. And at some point, the wardens showed up on a boat and decided to ticket us and tell us that we couldn't have her off the boat unless. Actually, not unless, and we couldn't have her off the boat. We could have her on the boat, but not off the boat. And, well, it is a chicken. It does need to run around every once in a while. So.
Yeah, just like any other critter that people have. I think that's, like I said, just check planning ahead for your camping, and I'm sure that you will. And yeah, I feel like you'll have no problems here.
Well, thank you very much. Now, can I have your name and maybe
sure?
Badge number, so just in case I could mention your name if I do have a run-in with anybody?
Sure, yep. So my name is Anika Hodgson.
Hodgson?
Yeah, Hodgson, Hoegson.
Okay.
And I guess you can just say I'm a park warden. I'm the only female park warden here in Banff National Park, so it won't be hard to...
That shouldn't be too hard, yes. Okay, thank you very much.
And if there's any other Parks Canada staff members that are kind of like questioning or want more information, the protocol here is they would call Banff Dispatch, and then who you spoke to earlier on the phone, they would contact us.
Okay.
And I'll also let my other colleagues know that I've spoken to you and that we're all clear on all the, we're all on the same page. So.
Okay, so there's no event number I could maybe reference to these people in case, like I'm really praying that there's not going to be any issues, but I just also don't want to have issues at any point in time, and and obviously I'm going to stay very, very polite and everything, but if somebody says, well, no, I'm going to give you a ticket as well, Miss I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time pronouncing your name there, Hawkins.
Hodgson. Yeah.
Hodgson. Okay, sorry. You know,
Oh, okay.
you know, like gave me this. So, is there maybe an event number, or are you just going to talk to everybody and it's going to be fine?
Yeah, I will just make a note of it within our system.
Okay.
And say like the date and your name and what I spoke to you about. And if anyone needs to reference that, they can. But yeah, so like I said, just mention my name. I'm a park warden in Banff.
Okay. Because you obviously don't work 24
that,
hours a day, and well, I hope not. But
yeah, maybe not 24 hours, but there's someone at Banff Dispatch that does work 24 hours.
Okay.
So if there's any issues, obviously they would get that message to us, and then we could follow up with you the next day. But I highly doubt you'll have any issues. But in that case, you can always call Banff Dispatch again and say what's going on and that you'd like to talk to the warden again. And everyone will know your the information, and I'll pass it on. So.
Well, thank you very much, Miss. And
okay.
Hopefully we'll maybe get to see you, but not for anything bad.
Yes, for sure. Safe travels, and yeah, thanks for calling and checking in.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, talk soon. Bye.
If you guys want to help us without doing much at all, please click like and subscribe, and possibly that little bell to get notifications next time we put out a video. Thanks, guys.